every single time I've seen this film, it put me on goosebumps. And I reached out to Abhiroop and I told him that I am in love with this film and this is amazing film. First of all, I want to congratulate on such a powerful film, which is so rightly fit in the narrative of India that we are living in today. And I don't want to be sound politically, I'm just talking of the facts here. So Abhiroop, I want to ask you, what is the inspiration behind this film?
Right. Well, inspiration being, so one thing I learned from my professor in Prague when I was studying there, he told me when you're making films from here, you should try to offer yourself in a plate. So this is me trying to offer myself in a plate because the times that we're living in, we are now living in disturbing times. So the films that we're trying to make now should reflect the story of our times, should mirror what we're seeing right now. So this somehow I tried to do that, and it's just the chaos. If you look in your Facebook feed, in your Instagram feed, anywhere in the newspapers, we're only getting news of chaos, and I just wanted to uphold that chaos through one household by not showing the chaos. So that is the origin point where how Meal came about.
Okay, so my next question would be, I'll talk about two very specific points in the film that these are like very quick beats, but you have told a lot. I would like you to elaborate on it. First of all, when, what is the name of the child actor?
Abhishek Jain.
Okay, so when he is putting his writing pad in the bag, and he just strips the God's sticker out. That says a lot. And second, that so much has happened in the household that he was about to, he was about to die or something, right? And he still, whatever happens in your normal life, however messed up it is, you have to go and perform your duties as a citizen, as a children, as a students, and he still goes and for his exams. So I would like you to elaborate on it.
Well, that's a long question. So the one way to answer that is the thing that you talked about stripping the tearing away the sticker. So if you look closely through the film, this is a very anti-faith film. So what I'm trying to say is, and what the child also does, there's only one action that a child performs is like tearing away the sticker. So what happens in the films, if you see from the very first beginning till this action, and then the whole, if you see there's a mandir to the wall, attached to the wall, which breaks off. So what I'm trying to say is, God is not here today. He's not going to help you. So that was one of the reasons behind doing that. And at the same time, what this child represents, or the old man represents, is us. We are the collateral damage, usually. And what the father and the mother represents are, well, the government, the political parties. They're fighting amongst each other, and we are at the mercy of them. So that is how I've tried to portray the outside chaos through these people. And the question that you asked about the child, that's basically us. And we know we are dependent on them. They are fighting it off, they are doing, but we are always getting in the line of the fire. So, but then one of them doesn't survive, the old man. But one does, and that is the youth, and that is us, and that is how we should take it forward. There's a way out. So, and he goes on and gives his exams. So that's how, thematically, that I've thought about it.
I have just two more questions, and then we can take a couple of questions from the audience. So my next question is, as a filmmaker myself, it's a very fine line that you either choose to put or not to put music in the film, because music sometimes elevates tension. It's a very fine choice. So what were your thoughts? Were you like very clear from the starting that there is not going to be any music, or is it a call that you kind of made after the post-production, or did you try putting any background score or something?
Well, I wanted to keep it as organic as possible. Satyajit Ray once told in an interview that films ought to go without music. So taking that cue in, I think here in this kind of a scenario, I try to put in whatever the sounds. I mean, music is something that elevates your film, right?
Yeah.
But here I've used, I mean, if I say all the sounds or the ambient sounds as music, if I put it in that way, and there are 165 layers of sound, and everything that you hear in the film has been recorded. So nothing is out of a stock library. We have spent days in that location trying to figure out all the small sounds which you hear in a very middle class colony Calcutta background. So I've tried to put all those sounds into effect rather than putting music, because I thought it's very important to keep the realistic part of this film intact.
That's amazing. And my next and last, it's not a question, it's kind of information that I want. Tell us something that you remember vividly from the shoot. It could be something that, kind of a hiccup that took some time to figure out, or any vivid memory that flashes to you from the production's time.
Well, I can share one interesting incident. I mean, filmmakers here would love to know that. So basically, the last sequence which you see in the film, when they're eating the meal. So that part, when we were shooting, I was not satisfied with what was happening. So I went to Adil sir and I told him, okay, this is not working out, so what do we do? And then suddenly it came to my mind that a little idea. So I told him, okay, I'm going to bring 2 actors, and they'll quarrel in the other room while you're shooting in this room. And I didn't even need to finish that sentence. Adil knew what I was talking about. So how we shot that scene is basically that we brought in 2 actors in an hour's time, and we gave them lines which these characters would speak if they had lines in this film. And they were just going nuts in the other room, which you don't hear here, of course. And in this room, we started rolling the camera. So that's how we shot that scene.
That is amazing. Do we have any questions from the audience? Any questions? Do you guys? Any? Okay, so we are moving on to our next film, that is Tiffin by Talat and Ganya.